What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Moose Milk Podcast. This is episode 77. If you've seen this unicorn, it's a dog toy, and I'm not just chilling with a random unicorn. That'd be weird. I'm trying to keep my dog busy so that he doesn't bark this entire episode. But I hope everybody's doing well. It's episode 77. Episode 77. Wild. Gonna wait for Matt to join us. And he's already here. Here we go. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm good. You?
I had an annoying weekend so far, but that's okay.
You're very quiet.
What's that?
You're super quiet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that better or no?
Oh, that might be better. Hold on. Try now.
How about now? Better?
Beauty.
Cool.
How are you? Good? Everything good?
Yeah, I lost my day today. I was super bummed because I wanted to I've been trying to catch up on toy reveals and stuff from this week because I've been like swamped, right? Like my schedule's completely changed right now, so it's like I'm working like 7 to 3 at a store that's like 45 minutes away, so it's like, you know, it's much different than my usual like wake up at 8:30 and like whatever, right? So I'm losing.
Plus, you're a night hawk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I'm not sleeping well, and I get home and like I have to take a nap. I have no energy if I don't. Plus, I think some of it's like kind of like that lingering COVID,
Yeah.
So yeah. And then my phone fucking died. So
what happened there? It just hit out?
Yeah, so I guess with that Rogers outage, I don't think they could like flat out say, oh, it's because of Rogers, but because I told him ever since the Rogers outage. So if anybody who's not in Canada, our major cell phone company in Canada shit the bed and like went dead for like a whole day, over 24 hours. You couldn't use it for anything. So like no debit cards, no, like you couldn't call 911 or anything if there was an emergency. Just everything completely dead. And then my phone's been acting weird ever since then. Like it like when it switches from like Wi-Fi to cellular service, it dies. Like the cell service dies for like a minute before it comes back. So it's super annoying and inconvenient. And then on Friday I woke up and it just said it actually had like an Apple error like on my in my or settings or whatever, and it said like you need to bring this in to be repaired or replaced. I was just like, fucking awesome. And then I've been spending since I got home at like 5 trying to get my phone back up and running. And
so they just gave you a new phone?
Yeah, they replaced it because I have Apple Care. So if I wouldn't have had Apple Care, they wouldn't have replaced it.
Which is complete bullshit, but
I couldn't agree more. So yeah.
Man, we get fucked with cell phones here.
What's that, sorry?
We get fucked with cell phones here. Our
sure
fucking cell phones are so bullshit.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
But yeah, there's no need to be negative because we got lots of cool stuff today.
So much cool shit. I mean, this episode's probably going to go long because, if people haven't been paying attention, San Diego Comicon is happening this weekend. And we got a full unveiling of a shit ton of comic book news and movies and all that shit. So we're going to cover that today instead of Jurassic World. We'll cover Jurassic World Dominion next week.
Yeah.
Also, fair warning, right now my city is going through a massive thunderstorm, so my power may go out. I'm not on Wi-Fi right now, so it shouldn't affect the cast in any way other than my I'll have no lights, but yeah.
If he's gonna do it in the dark, and then once he does that, just for to feel the same, I'm gonna just shut all my lights off too. And get naked for no reason.
That's what I was gonna say. Then we can pop our clothes off and nobody will know. I got a candle lit just in case. That will give us a little light, but it's fucking downpouring here, so.
That sucks. It's pretty nice here, so can't complain.
It's been a fucking 33 degrees every day for the last week, so it's fucking meltingly hot.
Yeah, we're supposed to get that next week.
Yeah, it's been brutal.
Yeah.
110 every day, so.
Gotta love it, eh?
Yeah, buddy. Did you watch anything this week that you want to get into, or should we just hop right into this shit?
Yeah, I can tell you swiftly, I guess. This week I watched that Bill Burr special, that new one on Netflix. Pretty funny. Had a good laugh. There was lots of similar jokes that I saw when I saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe not the whole set, but like a few of them. So,
cool.
I also started watching Only Murders in the Building. I always forget the name of that. I hate that show, but the show's really good. So yeah, we caught up. I think we started with 1 and 2 a couple weeks ago, and then we just caught up to 5 to last couple days. Yeah. And then we watched Stranger Things season 2. My wife my wife, she likes it. My wife, she likes it. And yeah, she mostly likes it. I think there's things she doesn't like, but I actually fell asleep during every single episode. But because she's still watching it, I'm going to keep watching it. So tonight we watched episode 1 of season 3, and it was, I don't know, I stayed awake, so that's a good sign.
Well, like I said, like season 2 is by far the worst season, and
yeah,
like there's whole plots of that season that like they just completely dropped because it was so badly hated. So
I don't know if it was just the thing is for me is I can't really say something's bad because I fall asleep in it. I fall asleep during everything and anything.
Dude,
so it's like I don't really say it's bad. It didn't keep my attention enough to make me not be able to fall asleep because I was post-COVID and tired from working a weird schedule I wasn't used to. So it's like I don't totally say it's bad. It obviously didn't do enough for me to keep me engaged.
I'm the same way, like being on midnights and stuff. If I lay down at any point, like if I'm watching a movie and lay down, I could be the most exciting movie I've ever seen, and I'll fall asleep. Movie theaters with the reclining chairs, I have a hard time with.
Yeah, me too.
It's just I fall asleep so easily now that it's like I'm always tired. I'm always ready for bed.
Happens.
Yeah, buddy.
So I think that's everything I watched. Maybe little things here and there, but I'm pretty sure that's about what I watched. And I was trying to do as much Comic-Con footage as I could possibly take in. There was tons of stuff over the last few days with the action figure stuff. So
yeah. I mean, we're not going to cover too much of the action figure stuff unless you got something on it, because I did not pay attention to any of the action figure stuff. I
do, but I might end up doing a live stream and just chatting with a friend on Wednesday to kind of go over Comic-Con stuff because I don't have anything to customize, and I'm like in between projects on Wednesday. So yeah,
cool.
But we'll see. So what about you? What'd you watch?
I mean, same. I watched that Bill Burr stand-up, which I really liked. I thought it was really funny. Then I went back and watched his last one too because I was in the mood for more Bill Burr. So nice. Highly offensive, but I mean, as long as you're not easily offended, I love Bill Burr. I think he's hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, other than that, I'm still watching Better Call Saul, the new season, last season of the show. So there's, I think, 4 more episodes left of the series. Really, really fucking good. Really recommend it. And then I went back and watched What We Do in the Shadows season 3 after watching both first 2 seasons last week, and then the new episode once a week airing there.
Nice.
And that's really about it. I mean, I started playing the new video game Stray on PlayStation 5, which is about a cat. Stray.
Oh, okay.
You play as a kitty, and you just hop around like this post-apocalyptic city. It's like just like a really like chill, fucking good-looking game where you literally play as a cat and like you can run around and like scratch carpets and like fucking. It's just really weird. But it's.
Do you find catnip? Can you find catnip?
No catnip yet. Maybe I'm not done it yet, but you can press circle and he meows. So anytime you press circle, he meows. It's like it's just I don't know. It's a cute little game that it's cool. I like it.
That sounds fun. I like that.
Other than that, not a whole lot. Busy week at work and just a lot going on here. So just haven't had a lot of time. But yeah, let's hop into the fucking Comic-Con news because it's massive.
And you got to take the lead because I didn't get to keep up on it as much as I wanted to today. So
I wrote a massive amounts of notes, and anything you want to hop in on, I'll just go one at a time and.
Yeah, man.
Get your opinion and all that shit, but I started off with the DCEU stuff because I know some people care about the DCEU, but my God, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble because
They've been in trouble since they started, so that's not really surprising.
I mean, it's never been worse, I think, for them. I think this is like the end. I really do. But so they showed trailers for Black Adam, which comes out October 21st, and Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which comes out December 21st. I thought both trailers were very bland and not very good. I mean, maybe people out there.
Did you? How did you feel about the Black Adam teaser a few weeks ago? Did you watch that?
I watched it, but it didn't move the needle for me. And then this trailer was just more of the same. I'm like, so he's Superman. Okay.
When Kate saw it, when we were in the theaters seeing Thor, she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I'm not really sure." I'm like, "I don't really know Black Adam that well. Like, I know who he is, but I don't really know like his powers or anything about him." She's like, "It looks really stupid," and I was like, "Well,
it doesn't look good." And like Shazam looked like Shazam. I mean, I enjoyed the first one for what it was, but it didn't.
Yeah, I like the first one. It was funny.
I don't know. The second one didn't really hit me in any way, and it just looked very similar in style and everything to Black Adam. And I'm just like, wow, they got way too many similar characters that I think they're in big trouble. And then, I mean, all the MCU stuff dropped, today. And it's like, man, they just got buried in the news feed. There's no way that anybody's going to care about this shit.
I heard a rumor that Henry Cavill was supposed to show up dressed as Superman to basically kind of give fans hope that he's still going to come back as Superman. And then obviously that didn't happen. And then my buddy was like, wouldn't it be great if he actually showed up as a Marvel character instead?
That would be wild.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the Shazam trailer. He's talking about all the heroes. And he's like, oh, Superman, Batman. And then they showed a snippet of the Flash. And I'm like, man, I don't know what you're doing with that movie, but you guys better fucking hurry up and decide, because goddamn. But
I think they decided that they're not gonna ditch it. They're just gonna roll with it, because they said it's gonna cost too much money to fix, so they're just gonna leave it. It's crazy.
Yeah, you better hope he doesn't go on a murder rampage.
I mean, then they may have to change their mind, but that's the thing is when you're in every scene in some of them or many of them multiple times,
you're reshooting the entire film.
You've already spent all this money already.
It's probably a $200 million movie.
Yeah. What do you do? And even if you took the salvageable stuff that he wasn't in, that involved Michael Keaton Batman and stuff like that, tried to fit it in somewhere else, then you're trying to fit a story around footage, and we all know how well that works. You're just asking for a problem. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the DCEU is in big trouble, and I think if they were smart, just end it, just stop, just do standalone movies, just move on with the Batman, reboot Superman, keep Wonder Woman standalone, and just keep moving forward. But anyway, so MCU animated stuff, they did drop a bunch of animated shows, announcements, and a couple trailers, I think. I think that was yesterday or the day before. But so we got I Groot coming next, 2 weeks from now, August 10th. It's I guess a series of 5 original shorts starring Groot, and it's animated, and I don't know, it looks very kid friendly.
Is it animated or is it meant to look like Groot does in the show?
No, it's animated. It's cartoony as fuck. It looks like it's aimed at young children, but it's very cute, very very cute. There's a trailer for it. Fucking Groot standing there with a bunch of little alien characters. And he farts out a leaf, and all the little alien guys eat the leaf and shit. And it just looks like a super I assume the episodes are gonna be 15 minutes long.
I didn't realize that was what that was from. So
yeah. So we got Spider-Man Freshman Year. It's not coming out until 2024, shockingly. The prequel, obviously, to the MCU movies. It's animated, and Charlie Cox is going to star as Daredevil in it, as a voice.
Interesting.
Yeah. So don't know how that is exactly going to line up, but yeah.
Yeah.
What If Season 2 coming in 2023 will also return for a Season 3. So we know that was coming. And then Marvel Zombies, which is a spin-off of the What If episode where everybody's zombified. That's also coming. No announced date, but it's coming.
That's pretty cool.
And then
That'd be cool.
the actual last thing that I'm actually excited about, and I will actually like watch, is X-Men '97, which is the sequel season to the original animated series in the '90s. It's not coming till fall 2023 though, and it's also getting a second season. It's already planned another season of it. So
yeah, I'm excited to watch that too for sure. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch the original series. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I tried to watch it once and it was all weird. Like it didn't play normal. Like
they fixed it today.
Oh, okay. There you go.
They announced as part of the announcement that they fixed the series on Disney Plus, and it's actually supposed to be in order and run properly now. So,
oh, good. I'm glad it's been on there for 2 years and they finally fixed it.
Yeah, I'm like, I went on there like a couple weeks ago. I was going to watch it. And it was like episode 12, then 3, and then 5, and I'm like, what is happening?
Well, I remember starting it on Night of the Sentinel, and then the next one that played was something from like 2 seasons later or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's not the right order.
It's broken as fuck, but I guess they fixed it today.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Get behind that.
So then we got the good stuff, all the live action shit. So, let's see here. I'm not going to go in exact order of what was showing, but I kind of just wrote everything down. So, we found out that Phase 4 is concluding this year with She-Hulk and Black Panther is the last two pieces of Phase 4. Which we didn't know was concluding. We all assumed that Ant-Man and everything coming next year was still a part of Phase 4, and it's not. So
Black Panther leave us for movies? That would be 6 movies and 6 shows in Phase 4. Is that what it is? Or are we more than that?
Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, Thor, and what am I missing? Black Panther, and what? I think I'm missing one more.
No, you're not. Black Panther's the next one. It's concluding. And then you have 6 shows. That's it, right? Pretty sure that's it. Thor's the first thing. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. So 7 movies.
So 7. Okay. And then shows, we have all of the Disney Plus shows because that's the only existed.
Everything so far, yeah. So.
Without only live action. WandaVision. Cap Falcon.
Yeah, Loki.
Moon Knight.
Miss Marvel, She-Hulk.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So 7 movies, 6 shows.
That's pretty wild, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is the weakest phase overall for sure. Unless
I do too.
Like Black Panther. We'll get into it, but there's a trailer for Black Panther and it looks phenomenal. But Black Panther could definitely change the tides, but I think this is the weakest phase for sure.
I think we both know why it is. I think it's just mostly because it feels so like
disjointed.
Nothing is. Yeah. There's just nothing. There's no overarching story. It's just a bunch of pieces right now.
Yep. So they announced that. They showed a trailer for She-Hulk. Definitely very like sitcom-y, comedy, like
very cool,
almost documentary style films.
Cool to see her talk to the audience.
It reminded me of The Office.
She does that in the comics too. We were wondering if she was going to do that, especially with Deadpool coming in and being such a character that does that. So so I was a little. I wondered if they were going to do that with She-Hulk, and when they didn't have that in the first trailer or teaser or whatever, I was like, no, they must not be doing it. So
sure. Well, they showed Daredevil as well, so that's really cool.
Yeah, man.
Daredevil being a part of it.
Good. Hey, Dorkside Toys is here. That's pretty sweet. That's where I buy my toys from.
Nice.
Daredevil's at the end, or I guess it's assumed to be Daredevil, but it's Daredevil, obviously.
It's Daredevil.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, they want to bring him back in.
Too, eh?
Yeah, the costume looked dope.
The yellow and red, so cool.
Yeah.
Or gold and maroon.
I assume Matt Murdock was going to be there just as like a lawyer or something, but the fact that he's there as Daredevil is fucking awesome. So.
Yeah, I agree. I also like the idea of it, and I like all the little bits with Bruce, like having what's his name back for it too, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. And I will say though that the CGI still doesn't look
good.
janky. Yeah. But we may have to just go with it. Yeah, it sucks because Hulk looks so good, and then she still looks pretty janky.
So budget.
Yeah. But that's,
it literally looks like somebody spray painted her green. It looks terrible.
I don't find that at all. I find she looks too like out of a video game. That's what she looks like to me. Like
she does look like
it's not the body, it's how the face moves, I think. It just I don't know.
There's
something about it that's looking very like a video game and not like a human. Like I don't like it. Maybe just I don't know. I mean, it's not going to do anything for my enjoyment of the show because
no,
I will say.
And I think that if she ever shows up in a movie or anything like that they'll probably fix it to make it look better. But yeah, I mean, maybe COVID had a lot to do with it too, with people working from home and working on CGI separately and everything like that. Like you're seeing it a lot in movies and games and stuff like that, where things are just kind of janky and broken just because people aren't communicating properly. I don't know. It doesn't look great to me, but I thought the show looked good. I just thought that her CGI especially was really bad. And Mark Ruffalo looks good, and Abomination looks good. So it's weird.
Totally. Yeah. I think I was listening to another podcast when the last trailer came out, and they kind of said they wondered if maybe why Hulk looks so good is because he's been in the movie, so they already have that model totally done
that makes sense.
really really well.
Yeah, so they don't have to put the money into it.
Exactly. They just take what they already have, kind of thing, right? So I don't know if that's how it all really works, though. So I mean, I don't know.
You're talking to me, man. I don't know how fucking a screwdriver works. I don't know how to make CGI.
As much as I do think that new Black Panther trailer looks sick, I actually think that this She-Hulk trailer got me more psyched. So I think this. I
think I'm more psyched just because it's coming so soon.
Maybe that's why, but.
Yeah,
I'll talk about Black Panther's trailer when we get there, but I think of the two trailers we saw, I think I like She-Hulk better.
I think I like Black Panthers better, but I think I'm just more excited for She-Hulk because I know it's coming in 3 weeks, and I'm
next.
Fuck yeah. All right, so then they announced that we're going to get the entire roadmap for Phase 5. So we got dates and everything for everything coming in Phase 5. Well, dates or seasons, but obviously we start off with Ant-Man Quantumania. We got a poster, I think, yesterday that leaked featuring Kang in the background and obviously Ant-Man Wasp and what's his daughter playing? I'm not even sure what
Cassie?
The character. Yeah.
Oh, what's her character's name? Something. I don't remember.
Great.
Great,
so yeah,
great.
They recasted Cassie Lang again. So this is the third actress now playing his daughter.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, they confirmed today that the movie mostly takes place within the quantum realm. Obviously Kang is the villain, but it also was announced that MODOK is going to be a huge part of the movie as well.
Very cool.
Which is interesting. And I guess, Ant-Man, I guess, is just really high on himself after saving the world, in his opinion, from the Infinity War and everything like that. He's an author in the new movie, has written a book. And, I guess they showed a scene at Comic-Con, but it was exclusive to Comic-Con, so we didn't get to see that. But it looked, it sounded good. It sounded funny. I'm excited to see it.
There's a pretty reliable plot leak that happened with a bunch of upcoming Marvel stuff. And this was one of the ones that I read. And it was
right.
This sounded like a pretty interesting idea for a movie. And yeah, if it is actually true, I'm pretty excited to see it all come together, because especially the MODOK piece, that who becomes MODOK.
Right.
If that is true.
Well, from what I read, they talked about it today, so it's true.
Oh, who's playing him?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know if this is considered spoilers or not, but I
guess everything should be considered spoilers because we're talking about stuff that hasn't come out yet. So I guess technically mild spoilers that would be probably spoiled in trailers and was spoiled to the people at Comic-Con.
Apparently, it was spoiled at Comic-Con that what's his name, the villain from the first movie, is after he got sucked into the quantum realm, is coming back as MODOK.
Corey something. yellow jacket.
Yes.
Corey Stahl?
Something like that. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
I don't have a second phone right now, so I can't look it up.
It's okay. I'll do it.
Yeah, so if that is the case, then that sounds pretty sweet. I want to see I want to see how he looks. Like, I'm curious how they're going to make him look.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen the quantum realm enough where we really know how it should look. Like, they can do pretty much anything, and it's believable. So I don't know. I'm excited.
It'll be interesting to see because MODOK's look is very unique. So
yeah, I don't know how they're going to make that work live action.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah. There was also a picture floating around of the guy who plays High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, he was at Comicon.
Yes. Interesting look.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that there's going to be some CGI involved in that too, but he walked in from the back, I guess, and just like kind of praised the audience, not really like saying much or doing anything. But yeah, Corey Stahl as Darren Cross.
Corey Stahl, that's it.
Yeah. That's
the actor who plays him, right?
Yeah. Darren Cross is the guy's name in the movie.
Darren Cross, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. From the sounds of it, it looks good, and I think it's really going to start moving forward this like phase. So I think that's cool.
It's cool that they're calling that phases 4 to 6 the multiverse saga. Because
I have that later on, but yeah. So they officially
figured they were going to do something like that, where they were going to have like a bunch of stuff linked to multiverse, and then they'll close it off. And it's weird because I think it ends with what's it called? The whole thing ends with Secret Wars, I think, right? Which in the comics is what ultimately merges the universes all together. Like the more recent Secret Wars, or not the classic one. That one was different, but
yeah. So they're calling phase 4 to 6 the multiverse saga. Obviously, the first 3 phases was called the Infinity Saga, so they officially gave it a name, and we'll get there. But yeah, it's going to end with 2 Avenger movies, and one is Secret Wars. Yeah, so we'll talk about those later on when I get there. But
sounds great.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait. So we know after Ant-Man Quantumania, we get Secret Invasion, the Disney Plus show coming spring 2023. It's definitely going to be before Guardians 3, so it's definitely going to be like April probably-ish, because Guardians 3 comes out May 5th. Apparently, it's a much darker series than anything we've got. Yeah. That's what they said at Comic-Con. It's going to have Sam Jackson, obviously, as Nick Fury, Colby Smulders back as Maria Hill, and Don Cheadle back as War Machine. And apparently it's all about Nick Fury out hunting the Skrulls, so sounds like it's going to be pretty dark.
Is the guy who, I can't remember the actor who played it, but is Talos going to be back, or Talos, or whatever, the Skrull we got from...
They didn't say anything, but I assume.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oh my God, Cheney 180's in the house. That's sweet. What up, dude? And Dorkside said, just give us more Jonathan Majors as Kang. I think we're going to get a lot of him over the next little bit. So,
and it's so good. So good. Like, I guess at Comic-Con in the Ant-Man, like, bit that they showed, there's a scene where Kang is talking to Ant-Man. Again, that's spoilers, I guess, if you don't want to know this, but I assume it's going to be in the trailer when we get it. Ant-Man and Kang talking to each other, and Kang looks at him and goes, "Oh, you're an Avenger, eh? Haven't I already killed you before?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome."
He was great in Loki, even though it was a small little bit to hang out with him, but it was great. And yeah, I'm excited to see all these different Kangs come together. So like, I think it's going to be a good, formidable, overarching villain for the MCU moving forward, which will be cool. So
totally. But yeah, Secret Invasion sounds really awesome too. Like I'm down for like a darker series, and like I think it's gonna be really cool to see Nick Fury like busting ass of like fucking finding Skrulls and killing them and shit. Like, well,
plus he's gonna have to, it's gonna force him to kind of have to go back to his Shield days of old, because like he's gonna need to probably stay off the radar so he can find out who's actually who they say they are and who's actually a Skrull. right?
Yeah,
like,
and
that's
I
gonna
mean,
be the fun part of it. I can imagine is him trying to hunt these people down and to figure out, who he can actually trust and who he can't.
well, I assume
trust,
that's
right?
why. I assume that's why Colby Smulders is back as Maria Hill. Is like that's one person he knows he can trust.
Yep.
But yeah, and War Machine. I mean, that was the fucking stick.
So yeah.
So then next
that
up,
sounds fucking dope.
yeah, I can't fucking wait. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out on my birthday, May 5th, 2023.
Can't
What a
wait
birthday
for that.
present.
What a birthday present.
So this is officially the ending of the Guardians, at least in this era. James Gunn came out on stage and said this is it. And then the cast was on stage and they were, I guess, extremely emotional. A lot of them were crying on the stage about, they put everything they could into this movie. And this is the end for a majority of them. I assume, some pieces of this may come back in future things, but it sounds like this is pretty much the end.
Yeah.
They showed a teaser, I guess, at Comicon that was exclusive to Comicon, and I guess the movie mostly focuses on Rocket and his origins. They're trying to help Rocket figure out where he's from. And I guess there's segments of the clip that was showing that showed Rocket as a baby, like a very little baby raccoon. And I guess like people in the audience were like crying, like how like emotional the trailer was and everything. So
damn.
Yeah. So apparently it's gonna pull on the heartstrings a lot. And also they confirmed that Adam Warlock is in the movie, and Will Poulter was out on stage with the cast.
Nice.
And Borat 2's Maria Bakalova is also starring as Cosmo the dog.
I love that.
She did mocap, I guess, for it, and I don't know. I guess she's voicing the dog. I'm not sure, but
interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, so should be a very interesting movie.
I am so excited for Guardians 3. Like
so
fucking excited, especially after getting just that little sip of them in Thor. I was like, all right, I'm ready for more of this. Let's do some more of this.
Totally, and we're getting that Guardian special at Christmas, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It'll be cool. It'll be like a 1-2 punch of Guardians goodness, and I hope it includes really.
God damn, it's a good time to be a nerd. Jesus.
Oh man, there's so much content. It's gonna be nuts.
It's crazy. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like as I was saying earlier, I've been busy all day today, and then like as stuff was happening, like I'm actually like having like anxiety about all the shit that's happening, and I just can't catch up on like. Usually when a trailer would drop, I would drop everything and go and do it, and I'm just like. I just couldn't tonight. I just it wasn't possible. And it's like knowing that all this stuff's waiting and I have to talk about it tonight. And I'm just like, oh, man, I really wish I could fucking just stop even for 10 minutes and just watch them.
It's all good, buddy. I mean, I got your back. I wrote it all down and
you're the best. You're the best.
It's, no big deal. It's, we help each other out. That's what we do.
We give each other back massages inappropriately. It's not that weird.
Back massage is always appropriate, brother. So yeah, after Guardians, we get Echo. No official release date, but it was just called Summer 2023. I assume it's going to be before July because that's when the Marvels comes out. And we're also getting Loki in the summer of 2023 without any like official release date. Just summer 2023. Loki season 2. So.
Darkside Toy says, where do I sign up for the back massage?
The beefy Sasquatch is high. I don't know if he just entered or if he's just like, hey, I want back massage too. But hey, yeah, we can do like a train of back massages.
Yeah, we should. We should offer it as a moose milk service. It's just like
human centipede back massage.
Oh,
we can do it, man. We have the power.
That's so funny. Oh, okay, that's where were we? We derailed.
So they didn't give any information. They didn't discuss any of these at all. Like Echo, they didn't talk about. It just popped up during the Phase 5. Loki, they just said season 2 will follow obviously the events of season 1. No like actual information really. And the Marvels, we know it's coming July 28th, 2023, but again, it wasn't really discussed in any long way.
So
then
just
we got
basically places of where they're all going to land in terms of like releases, right? That nothing more.
Yeah. So we can assume from all that basically Loki is going to come out between May Echo is going to come out between May and July, so I assume a late May release. Running into the Marvels in July, the end of July, and then I assume Loki season 2 will be sometime in August, or late August maybe, like probably the same timing of She-Hulk this year as it will be next year, Loki season 2.
Cool. I'm down.
And then after that, we're getting Blade. Officially has a release date, November 3rd, 2023, obviously starring Mahershala Ali.
Nice. That's gonna be dope.
That fucking, just like seeing the Blade like poster, the way it's like designed and stuff, it's super minimalist, but like I dig it.
Does it say Blade or does it say the Blade?
Just says Blade, but it's like, I don't know, it looks like kind of like knife blades to make up the letters almost. It's cool, and we knew it was coming with no trailers, no nothing, but like, yeah, November 3rd next year, so that's cool.
Crazy, man. That's sick. There's so much stuff coming.
Oh, so much shit, man. Like, it's fucking insane. So then Ironheart is after that. We're getting that fall 2023. Obviously, Ironheart's going to be introduced in Wakanda Forever.
Black Panther. Yep.
So that, I assume that will be late next year. Yeah, like probably after Blade. So late November next year.
Cool. I'm interested to see what they do with that one.
I'm interested to see how she fits into the Wakanda stuff and like how exactly she ties into that story.
Or maybe she is like, maybe she is at that little school thing that he opened at the end of Black Panther that Shuri oversees. Maybe she's like a student at that, and like, you know, she spends time with Shuri, who like, you know, hones in on her skills and shit like that, and gives her the stuff she needs to do what she's doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's different enough from Iron Man, but still has that similar kind of vein. Like,
that bit of nostalgia for the past of the MCU. It'd be cool.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. Mm-hmm. So then we have Agatha coming up.
She's in the trailer for Black Panther, right? Did you see her?
Kind of, like, you see her as like a human actress. You don't see her in the suit.
Yeah, not in the suit. She's cutting out like a heart in that iron piece, and it kind of falls through.
Yeah, so you know it's coming, but it's not. It doesn't really show her in any real way. Yeah. So then Agatha, Coven of Chaos. They changed the name from House of Harkness.
Nice. I didn't really like House of Harkness. I don't really like that name either, though. So I don't
like either name. I think that both names are bad, and like I really don't think the show is necessary in any real way. But who knows? Maybe it's going to be great. Who knows? But
maybe that's going to be an avenue to put Wanda back in the good books.
Yeah, sure, maybe. I mean, no release date. Obviously, this is winter 23/24. So I have an assumption that it's going to get pushed into like January 24. But I mean, again, no real information other than, you know, she's coming back and it's a show and they changed the name.
And it's a show.
Then we got Daredevil information. Finally, that the show is going to be called Born Again. Coming spring 2024, and confirmed that it will be 18 episodes.
Crazy. That's wild.
That's a long season.
If it's done right. I mean, the thing is it makes me wonder how much of Daredevil and Fisk's story we're going to get in Echo. I feel like that's going to set the stage for this, right?
Yeah, my assumption is that that's going to set up the Daredevil series, that we know Fisk is back, and that gives reason for Matt to be back as Daredevil. Like, how they're going to set that up, I don't know. And like, obviously, like, they must have a massive storyline they want to do if it's going to be 18 episodes. That's the longest series by far. So
that's even longer than the animated Star Wars stuff. Like that's longer than Bad Batch. Bad Batch was 16.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes. That's, you know, like fucking 90s style television. Like, it worries me in a way because they're not great already at pacing. And
I agree.
An 18 episode series could be like very boring in the middle if it's not paced properly. I'm also worried about what violence level they're going to go for. Like, is this going to be Netflix style or is this going to be massively toned down for Disney Plus?
That's going to be my biggest issue with a Disney branded Daredevil. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure I'll still like it. But it's just like, it sucks when we got like to me, Netflix Daredevil as it is like the best representation of a comic book Daredevil. Like it is the best. And like if it's anything that other than that, it's gonna do the character disjustice, in my opinion. But I'm sure I'll still be fine with it because I don't mind the lighter tone that we get with the MCU, so it's fine. But it's just a bummer when I feel like it's just a bummer to know that like, you know, we've had the perfect Daredevil and now we're gonna have to take like a step down, basically. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't have confidence that they'll be able to do it better than what we got, because what we got was, in my opinion, essentially perfect. So
yeah, no, I mean I agree with you for the most part. I think it's interesting that they purposely, like I think it was yesterday, announced that in the States, Deadpool and Logan were coming to Disney Plus. Like they made a big deal out of it that this is the first rated R content coming to the States on Disney Plus. Now, I mean, why this was a news article when every other major country in the world already has it on Disney Plus is beyond me. I mean, again, the States is lagging behind the rest of the world. I mean, it was like a massive news article on all these these websites.
I think it's just because they have different contracts in different places where they're allowed to show stuff, right? Like Deadpool probably lived on another station because they signed a contract, you know, probably before Disney bought Fox.
No, I agree with you there. I just think like who cares? It's a rated R. Like you could watch rated R content somewhere else if it was. I mean, whatever. It's not a big deal. But the fact that they made it a big deal, I'm like, yes, okay, maybe they are opening up a little bit to rated R content, and maybe that's setting the ball down the fucking alley to hey, we don't mind if Daredevil's a little more violent, you know, isn't so watered down, etc. So I'm hoping that, you know, maybe they're just like, yeah, this is a mature show and like we don't recommend it for kids, and you know, maybe it doesn't have to necessarily, you know, be as a massive part of the MCU as we'd like it to be, but just like, hey, this is Daredevil, and you know, here we go.
Yep. Again, though, it's like for me, I'm just like, we've gotten the best one, and it even had references to the MCU, and even though it's not technically considered canon, but.
Yeah, I mean, it is and it's not. I mean, the mentions of the MCU in it were so, you know, minuscule that it didn't really matter. But, you know, getting Charlie Cox back as Daredevil is just, I'm going to be happy regardless. He's awesome. And I will
say that I do think that the Disney MCU stuff does way better with costumes, particularly now, than I think the Netflix series did. I think that was my biggest complaint about, if a complaint I had about Netflix Daredevil is I didn't love the costume. So
I find it, but
I didn't hate it. I would have preferred more. I would have preferred different. That's not the approach I would have taken. It was too like tactical looking, like. And
they wanted to make it really like
a red jumpsuit, so I get it, but just
They wanted to make it a little more mature, I think, and making it tactical made it more like grounded, you know.
I think more of my issue is with the color than it is the like having it like being like that maroon and black. I'm just like,
Well, and I also think that this is an opportunity if they want to bring back like Jessica Jones or something like that in an 18 episode series. Like there's lots of room in there where you can bring back pieces of the Netflix you know, series of Jessica Jones.
One of the rumors I heard was that Matt Murdock in one of the seasons, I can't remember if it was Echo or She-Hulk, he was going to be looking for Jessica Jones. Apparently, that's like rumored.
Yeah, so, I saw that too. So that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'd be down with that.
I love Kristen Ritter, so give me more.
I like them together, so I'm on the game.
So then after Daredevil, we got Captain America New World Order. The title leaked yesterday, I believe, but it is called New World Order. Coming May 3rd, 2024. Anthony Mackie obviously back as the new Captain America following Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Crazy. Man, the other thing that's a bummer is like these dates are so far away. Like I know it's like, that's like 2 years away. I know it goes fast, and I know we have a steady flow of content, so it's fine, but it's just like, that's so far.
It is, but I mean, like, when you really think about it, like, I remember during COVID when we were like, oh, fuck, Thor Love and Thunder, it's so far away, and it's like, it's here before you know it, like,
I know,
and there's
I know.
so much content now that like it's like, man,
yeah, something always there to fill the gap.
it will be here before you know it. And when it comes, you'll be like, fuck, how is it already 2024? This sucks. I'm almost 40. Like, you know, you will be 40.
That is true. That is true, sir.
So yeah, Phase 5 is going to end with the Thunderbolts on July 28th, 2024. There was no plot given or synopsis or anything given during Comic-Con, but judging from comic book storylines, this is probably where we're going to get Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, you know, like B-Team Avengers, you know, fucking their storyline or whatever. Baron Zemo is probably going to be a big part of it. It's in the comic book storyline. Yelena Belova probably involved. John Walker as you know, fucking U.S. soldier, U.S. agent. I guess in the comics, it also different. I mean, obviously different storyline throughout the comics, but there's parts of it that involve Abomination and Scarlet Witch and Bullseye and Venom. So they could definitely pull from all sorts of things for this
sure could.
movie.
If they ever wanted to give Sony a favor, you could even put Dr. Michael Morbius in there too.
You could.
Kind of like anti-hero, kind of.
I don't think you want to, but you could.
I don't think you want to either, but you could.
And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to get that because Marvel's going to be like, no, you can keep that Abomination there. We got our own Abomination.
You go put Abomination with your animal-loving Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, you go nuts. You do your world, we'll do our thing. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like this could be like part of the Skrull storyline too, is that since the Avengers are not around because they've been, you know, all separated, dead and whatever, that this could be a massive storyline of they bringing in this like, you know, anti-hero Avengers to fucking take over and fucking defend the world kind of thing. So we might be getting an Avengers movie that's not an Avengers movie at the end of Phase 5. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So then Feige was on stage and basically said, hey, let's talk about Phase 6 while we're at it. And obviously the crowd erupted. Phase 6 will begin November 8th, 2024 with Fantastic Four. We didn't get any information outside of that. There was no casting, there was no, you know, synopsis of any sort. But November 8th, 2024. So we got, you know, 2.5 years to wait. But cool. I'm excited for it.
Very cool indeed.
And then, we got the announcement that Phase 6 will end with 2 Avengers movies, 6 months apart. The first one will come May 2nd, 2025, called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. And then the second Avengers movie will be called Secret Wars. That will come out November 7th, 2025. And
that will conclude the multiverse saga, right?
That's the end of the multiverse saga. And all of Phase 6 will actually only last a year. So Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024. And the last Avengers movie will come out November 7th, 2025. So it's going to be a lot of content in a year for Phase 6. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
They did show a roadmap with all the blanks for all the stuff in between, and they didn't announce anything. But we've got 2 dates in fall 2024, a date in winter 2024, a date in winter 2025, 2 dates in spring 2025, and 2 dates in summer 2025. So some of these are obviously going to be Disney Plus shows.
Yeah,
but we obviously got no announcement of a Spider-Man movie, so that could also be in there. We did not get any Deadpool 3 announcement of any sort.
Yes.
And we didn't get any X-Men. So this could definitely be dates for an X-Men movie. It could be Deadpool 3. It could be a Wolverine. It could be, there's obviously sequels galore, Shang-Chi. We didn't get anything for a Shang-Chi sequel.
Yeah,
so that could be in there.
Have to be in there.
I don't think that they're going to do an Eternal sequel, but who knows?
I don't either.
So there's a lot of room there for, obviously with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 dates in between those 3 movies. Actually, the 2 summer 2025 dates are between the Avenger movies. So,
okay, Both of
You know,
them
who
are?
knows? Yeah, so there's 2 dates between the Avengers movies, and then there's like 5 dates after Fantastic Four, but before the first Avengers movies. So you got to think there's probably 3 shows and 3 other movies in there.
How funny would it be for when we get Deadpool, the Weekly Planet podcast that I listen to, they're like, how funny would it be if the story revolved around Ryan Reynolds getting thrown into the MCU universe, and then like somehow getting a chance to like wish Hugh Jackman to come and play along with him, except that it's Hugh Jackman the actor, it's not Wolverine, but he like treats him like he's Wolverine, but it's just Hugh Jackman. How fucking funny would that be?
I could totally see them doing something like that, just because the fact that they brought in Xavier and Doctor Strange.
They're good for that. Yeah, and John Krasinski, right?
Yeah, well, I just think like they could totally bring in another X-Men from the Fox universe, and then again they're teasing us, and it's not the actual X-Men we want it to be, and it's just Hugh Jackman the actor would be totally funny, but you got to assume that
funny.
Deadpool 3 is going to toy with the multiverse shit, and he's going to hop between universes and shit. Like, you got to think that's part of the storyline. So
yes, I agree.
It wouldn't shock me if that.
There's no one I would rather have go across the multiverse than Deadpool. Yeah. How fucking funny would that be, man? He would have a blast.
And he's going to hop into like the bad Marvel movies from before. Yep. Like, it would not surprise me at all if he goes into a universe where we get like the original Hulk, or like
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like the original Daredevil, a really bad like the Ben Affleck version of Daredevil, or anything like that. Like, it wouldn't surprise he's going to rip these universes apart and make fun of it, and they're going to be fine with it because it's not part of the MCU, and it doesn't matter.
Yep. So yeah, I'm excited for whatever the potential for the next Deadpool. I'm pretty excited for. So
yeah, so like, I mean, it's crazy amount of content, but yeah, like I'm so excited for all of it. Like I did not expect to get this amount of news today. I thought for sure. Yeah. Like, we might get some Phase 5, like, leakage in movies and whatever, but I didn't think we were going to get, like, stuff out till fucking, the end of 2025.
Well, as I told you when we were talking earlier, I knew we were going to get a lot, because I was like, the Comic-Con before COVID happened and canceled it, they skipped. Yes. So I was like, unless they have a reason to be there, they're not going to just be there to be there. Like, but we have no guidance on what's happening right now or what's to come. We are getting to the point where we're very well into a phase, and we needed to have some idea of what we were looking forward to. So I can imagine that now that movies will start having more of a direct relation to the overarching story as we move ahead, because now we're all in the loop on it and we know. But I assumed we were going to get a bunch of stuff. And I think we still have more to come, because we have D23 coming pretty soon. We have Disney Plus Day coming really soon. So I think that
I'm going to say
more.
D23 is going to be where you're getting a lot of the casting. I assume that's when they're going to talk about the directors of some of these future movies in the Phase 5. I think you're going to get, maybe casting for like Fantastic Four or whatever. But I mean, I agree with you that they had to have something to announce or they wouldn't be there. But it's so easy to say, yeah, we're going to be at Comic-Con and say, all right, we brought the cast of Black Panther out. Here's your first trailer. Let's have a talk with the cast. Like, here's a teaser for our next, our next show, our next thing. And like, all right, we'll see you guys next year, and push it off. Like, we had movies announced till July next year. They could have easily said, yeah, we'll see you at Comic-Con next year where we talk about the future of the MCU. Like,
but that's just not them, though. Like,
it's not.
They're never one to be like, all right, here's a little piece. We'll see you next time. It's usually, when they usually give us something, it's usually mass. Like, remember when they did Disney Plus Day last year? We got the whole lineup for all the Disney Plus shows that we've seen so far, and it was just like, man, it was crazy.
Well, I think they're realizing that there's potential for people to get frustrated with the lack of like through line throughout the phase. I think there's a real risk of superhero fatigue going on.
Yep.
So you have to get people hyped again for like the future of the MCU, and the way to do that is like, yeah, this is building towards something, and yes, you are getting the Fantastic Four movie you guys have all been clamoring for. You are getting a future Avengers movie. We are announcing like these beloved comic book storylines that people know, like Secret Wars and all this stuff that is coming down the line. It is building towards a conclusion of Phase 6, and giving people that like end point, I think gives people like hope that like, okay, this is all building towards something again, and we are going to get that like Avengers level, Infinity War level, conclusion.
Yeah, I agree. I like that we have a clear map of where we're heading. Yeah. I also like knowing that the next coming phases are all part of the multiverse saga, because again, it allows you to kind of get a feel. And again, as a comic book person who knows what Secret Wars was when it happened in the comics in whatever 2015 or 16 or whatever year it was.
Yeah.
Like I read those comics. I remember I was reading at the time. So like knowing that it kind of ends with all these universes kind of folding in, creating one new universe, makes me believe that we're going to get through the multiverse saga. The multiverse jumping thing is going to probably close off somehow or stop, and we're going to be shown a new Marvel universe that they can essentially do like soft reboots off of and say like, like, okay, we have Tony Stark in this universe again. It's played by this person now because the universe folded in, and in that universe, it wasn't played by Robert Downey Jr. It was played by somebody else. Sure. So I feel like it'll be a cool opportunity for us to get another Tony Stark, another T'Challa, like so we can have another Black Panther again. I feel like we'll probably get Miles Morales through that as well. That's what happened in the comics when he came to the mainline universe, is the universe kind of collapsed in and destroyed the Ultimate Universe, so he ended up moving to the 616. So I feel like knowing that, it's like it'll be really cool to see how everything plays out up to that point. And, what Phase 7 will start off with is basically like a canvas that they can kind of like revisit stuff that maybe has been gone for a while or the actors have aged out of.
Sure.
Because, you're talking another 3-4 years, right? So,
yeah, you got to think.
A lot can happen.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I mean, is like, it's an easy way for this whole brand new cast of like Fantastic Four and whatever mutants they bring in and like all these new younger actors to take over the MCU for Phase 7, and these like people that have been a part of the MCU since Phase 1 is all going to be kind of written out by the end of it.
Yeah.
And then you can bring in new actors to replace old actors. I mean, I think it's problematic replacing like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Like, I don't think that's necessarily a good route to go, because then, of course, I know that's, it happens in the comics where people, bounce in and bounce out, come back to life, whatever. But I think the emotional tug of losing characters should be part of the universe. Like, you should feel like there's consequences to losing characters. And if you remove that, then it nothing matters, and it kind of loses its,
I think,
magnitude, you lose that like emotional pull of like, oh, we lost Tony Stark for a reason. He sacrificed himself to save everybody. Like, I don't want a new Tony Stark, but give me more Shang-Chi. Like, I like Shang-Chi. I want to see more of that. Like,
I just think it would be a good way. Like, the way I see it is, by that point, I bet you they will have lost momentum with some of the like general audience, just because there's so much like. You know what I mean? Like, keeping up with that's going to be a commitment. Like, and it's not going to be a commitment that most of the general audiences is going to want to partake in,
Yeah, my friend Brett, like, is way behind. Like, I had a WhatsApp, fucking group messaging thing going on today about all the announcements, and, like, my friend Brett's a part of it, and he's like, I have to bounce out of this because your guys are, like, fucking talking about shit that I don't even know what's going on. So,
yeah,
like, he's way behind. He has a daughter now. He's busy with work and everything like that. Like, he doesn't have time to watch, 7 movies and 6 Disney Plus series. So I think he just finished, Loki. but yeah, so he's fair bit behind. But there's also the risk of like, you know, people not having seen the Disney Plus shows, which, you know, correlate to some of these movies, and then people are kind of confused in it. You know, that's a risk. I hope like this didn't. Oh, did we freeze? I don't know. Matt's frozen. Oh no. I don't know if I'm frozen or Matt's frozen. This is scary. Oh, Matt's gone. Oh boy. Hopefully his new phone didn't die on him again. We'll wait for Matt to come back. But anyway, what I'm saying is there's definitely worry that people that have watched the MCU so far are going to bounce out of some of these shows out of fatigue, and then these shows are important to the overall arcing storyline, and people are not a part of it because they don't know what's going on, and they say, "Oh, I'm not going to see this new movie." You know, I don't know what's going on anymore, and these movies start going downhill, and we see kind of like, you know, the end of these big budget blockbusters and more of like a toned down version of it. Here's Matt again. Hold on. He's back in pog form.
As soon as I got off, it said live stream has ended. Thanks. And I'm like, oh, did something happen with one of our phones? And is he going to lose this episode? Oh my God, he's going to be so pissed if he loses this episode.
I hope it was. I don't know if it was me frozen or you frozen. For me, it showed you frozen.
It showed you frozen, so I'm guessing it was me because once I got off, I could kind of just hear it happening in the background, like the last bits before I kind of got kicked off or whatever. And I could still hear you. So I'm like, hey, maybe he's still good. I don't know. But
I don't know. Let's hope this episode's good. Yeah, I'm not renewing it. But yeah, I was just saying, like, there's so much content now that you run the risk of people missing things and then not understanding the overarching storyline. They stop going to see the movies because they're so far behind, they can't catch up.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
You know, these movies stop making billions of dollars and they start making, you know, a couple $100 million, and they're seen as a disappointment and a critical failure. And, you know, it all spirals, right? So,
I do worry about that myself. So
there is going to be a movie that comes out that is a failure. It's going to happen. You know, we've already seen it kind of with, like, you know, Eternals wasn't considered a great success. You know, Black Widow was kind of seen as a, you know, it came out during COVID, so it's not exactly fair, but, you know,
you're not really comparing apples to apples.
No, but, you know, a movie like, I don't know, we'll see. Like, I'm sure there's one of these movies that aren't as big of a name as, you know, some of the other ones that, yeah, it could be a critical failure, and we don't know. Like
Echo? I know Echo's a Disney
Echo's a show, but yeah, I mean, Echo could be bad too. Like, it's going to take one of these shows not being well received for people to be like, all right, I'm done. Like, I've had enough. And some people might already be there. I think it's also interesting that we don't know any directors for most of these movies, but we did get that the Russo brothers are not coming back to direct the new Avengers movies, like the last two Avengers movies. They're not. So they are filming those movies back to back because they're coming out 6 months apart. So you're going to have to get a director that's, like, you know, ready to go. So that's going to be like a 1.5 year shoot probably, or a year shoot and then editing. Like, it's going to be a long time.
Long process. Yeah, for sure. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But like,
I'm so excited though. There's so much stuff.
Yeah. So much content, so much things, so much stuff to be excited about. And like you said, we'll probably get a lot more at D23 with casting and directors and everything like that. And then, you know, those blank movies for Phase 6, like, you definitely are going to get trickles of what's coming. And they may not have announced those too, because they may think like, okay, in Captain America New World Order, like, we're going to have a Wolverine cameo, and we're going to have a Wolverine movie that comes after that. But we don't want it to be announced until we have that cameo, so people are surprised, you know?
Yeah.
There's going to be things like that where they don't want things to leak, so they're just not going to announce it until they have to.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I was kind of going at before I disconnected was, like, about that whole recasting piece, if they decide to go that route, is by the time we get to Secret Wars, people may have dropped off, so they may use that as a chance to basically, like, bring back characters that people loved to bring people back into the theaters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that may even be a time where Robert Downey Jr. actually comes back and plays like an older Iron Man from a different, like, maybe they don't even recast him. Maybe he actually just comes back, right? Like, what I'm saying is it'll give them the reason to do it. Like, especially if things are faltering, you can get to a point where everything folds in on itself and basically you get a fresh slate where you can kind of just start over again. And it's like the stories from before, they maybe get mentioned, but like, you know, half of the people in that universe might be like, what are you talking about? Like, so then it doesn't really matter if the audience knows or not too, right? So,
well, I think like 1,000% in the new Captain America New World Order movie, you're going to get a Chris Evans cameo. Like, there's going to be a scene in that movie where Anthony Mackie needs help with something, and he's going to go to Old Man Cap for advice.
Yep.
Like,
it'll be like he's talking to Joe Biden.
Exactly. Incoherent rambling. But even like that Thunderbolts movie, like there's so much room and opportunity for cameos and like to bring in like, you could have the anti-hero mutant come in and be a part of that team super easy. And
well, you know, Deadpool.
Yeah, or Deadpool, sure. You could bring in the new Xavier in that movie.
Deadpool could anchor it.
Totally. You know, I think for sure, like, I would not be surprised if Magneto is in that Thunderbolts movie.
Oh, that's definitely a possibility.
Bring him in that way, and then you set up, you know, the next phase of mutants being part of Phase 6, and, you know, away you go. Yeah. But who knows? But, like, I was thinking, too, like, those Avenger movies, like, how do you bring in this amount of cast? Like, I know the Infinity War had a shit ton of big cast, but now the world's expanded even more on top of that. Like, those Avenger movies, unless you have some, you know, deaths that happen in the next phase, like, that's going to be a massive, massive casted movie.
Well, the thing is you don't have to focus it around every single character. Like, you can focus it around a core group, and then they branch off and meet up with different characters and stuff like that, even if it's just quickly, right? Like, or
you have two different Avenger teams for each movie.
Yeah, totally.
You know, one team,
like, you know, they could play it like the giant size X-Men, when X-Men in the comics rebranded from those old, like the original 5 in the like crappy old episode or comics, and they rebranded it. What happened was the original 5 get kidnapped, and then Xavier has to put together a new team from scratch. So it's like all new characters, and it's just like you could do even something like that where like Team 1 gets kidnapped and stuck in the quantum realm or something like that, and then, you know, they have to draw up a new group of heroes to basically rescue them and save the day.
Or you do it by like the original team deals with, you know, one problem like the Kang issue or whatever, and then you have like the Young Avengers come in and they deal with like the Secret Wars or whatever. Like you could definitely do it in a ton of ways, but you definitely have to think that by the time that Avengers movies come out, like mutants, there's going to be mutants on the Avengers. I guarantee that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think so too. Mutants won't be exclusive to X-Men, I don't think. I think they'll be sprinkled in everywhere.
But just how fucking badass is it going to be when, you know, you see like fucking, you know, Anthony Mackie's Captain America and like fucking, you know, Thor or whoever is part of the Avengers at that point, and you get like, you know, Wolverine on one of these teams, or fucking, you know, whoever, Jean Grey or Xavier or Magneto or whatever. Like it's going to be dope.
Yeah, man, I'm super stoked. There's just so many opportunities. Like, and again, right? I mean, like I've said it so many times on this pod, like I'm up for anything that fills out the universe, good or bad, even if it's not all 10 out of 10. Like it's still something, and it still adds to the overall overarching universe. And for that alone, I'm just like, I'm here for it. Like that's what I'm looking for. So,
but they've set up all these like storylines throughout this phase of like we've gotten these little cliffhangers of things going on that hasn't come back, and we all thought like, wow, this is so super disjointed. But now we can see that it's all building towards we're gonna get that Thunderbolts team because of the whole Julia Louis-Dreyfus thing, and you know we're gonna get in Secret Wars or not Secret Wars,
Secret Invasion?
Secret Invasion. We're gonna get those like storylines of like all these like, you know, ex-spies and shit. So we might get like the cliffhanger from Falcon and Winter Soldier there with what's her face and her fucking
what's her name? Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter. We might get that like coming back in where Nick Fury's looking for Sharon Carter to like help out with what's going on, and he you know finds her in fucking whatever that city's called. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you know, stuff like that where we can see all these little bits and pieces that they've left and they've teased, all culminating in the next phase. So, yeah, I don't know. It's super exciting. I like that we finally have a little bit of roadmap of what's to come and what to get excited for it. Great.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. It's nice to, I mean, I was fine before too. Like, my biggest frustration with the MCU in its current position is just, you know, the need to want to like make it not feel like it belongs. Like that's the biggest. I think that's like with Moon Knight, right? It's like that was my biggest issue with Moon Knight is I was like, okay, that's great that it doesn't feel like an MCU movie, but you're you're benching the best player. Like,
yeah,
like the fact that he exists in that universe and you didn't play off any of it, like you're literally taking away all the stuff that they've been working towards for like 12, 13 years and been like, nah, we're going to just do this on our own. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, well, like...
And, like, how do you bring him back now into the world? Like, what of these movies does he fit into now? Like, you know that they didn't announce a Moon Knight season 2. Now, that could be coming in phase 6 as one of those blank, you know, areas, but...
Could also be doing Sons of... What do they call it? No, there's a name for it. I can't remember. There's like a group where it's like Midnight Suns, maybe, where it's like night. It's Moon Knight and Ghost Rider and Daredevil and Blade, maybe. I can't remember exactly who's all in it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, does Moon Knight fit into Blade, like in the Blade movie somehow, or does like, you know, you got to assume Blade's going to be rated R.
I would hope so.
So. You know, maybe they can take like a more
vampires.
You fucking God willing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, but like it's the same as the Eternals thing, right? Like the way Eternals ends. How do they haven't carried on that storyline at all, and it's like where does that fit into the future? You know, you have these like gods.
They can. They can.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying like
movies. Yeah.
Where does that fit, and how do you build these gods into this world, and where do they fit in the rest of these like you know human based movies? They've got some work to do in those regards, but I mean I'm stoked. I've been like fucking excited the entire last 3 hours just thinking about all this shit and just going like man. I'm hoping I don't get hit by a truck in the next year because I'm so excited for all this shit.
Your mind never stops.
Yeah.
We never really talked about Black Panther trailer, did we?
Yes. That was the last thing. They ended the panel at Comicon with the Black Panther trailer. I think it's an excellent fucking trailer. I recommend everybody go watch it. We didn't get a ton of information, which I was shocked about. Like the trailer,
didn't get any information.
Well, we did. I mean, the trailer shows that, like, okay, we do know that they're going into the ocean. You know, they do find fucking Namor or Namor.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? I'm not positive.
I think it's Namor.
Okay. You know, he's a part of it. We know Kang's coming in the future movies, so maybe I don't know. Maybe Namor is a part of that, but we don't really know. But we didn't really get information of like, okay, this is how Ironheart fits into this. This is how, you know, what they're doing with Black Panther. Like we saw like, you know, characters from the original movie that are emotional about the loss, but they didn't really say who's taking over the Black Panther mantle. And they show at the very end of the trailer, like somebody from behind, you know, putting out the fucking claws of Black Panther, and it looks like a very petite person. So I assume that it's probably Shuri, but
yeah,
I don't know.
That's my guess too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think this looks really good, but yeah, like you know, it's a teaser, right? So it's more just like here's a bunch of visuals, and you'll get your information later to go with it. That's next time. That's the trailer. So
you got to think that September, when football season kicks off, you're going to get a big trailer in during one of these big football games. And
I'm sure.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be like early September, and they'll set it up for. It's not coming till what, November? I think I said so. November 11th. Yeah, November 11th, 2022. So, we got lots of time, but I like the trailer. I thought it was really well done. I think it's one of the best trailers they put out.
Yeah, I thought it was really good too. I think.
And I'm not a Black Panther fan. I hated the first one, so I'm very excited about it.
I was like, I'm interested to know if Ryan actually liked this or not, because
it looks great. Visually, it looks beautiful.
Have a lot of really cool visuals, and it's cool to see a lot of returning faces. We see Winston Duke back as M'Baku. We see Lupita back as Nakia. We see I'm going to try to say her name. The girl who plays Okoye. And Shuri, obviously, is nice to see. What's his name back as the agent there? Agent. Ross. Was it Ross?
Ross. Yeah.
Ross. Was it Ross?
It's Ross. Yeah. I think it's Ross.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, it's cool to see everyone back. Like, it's cool to see. Yeah. So.
And I mean, we've talked about how many script problems they obviously had with everything going on, and it looks like it became like a cohesive movie. Like, it looks together, and it doesn't look like, oh, this is going to be a mess. Like, from the trailer, it looks like, oh yeah, they figured it out, and it's going to be a good movie.
I'm sure they had to really just stop and like figure out exactly their game plan. So
sure.
I can't imagine how different this is from when Chadwick was alive and what the plans were. Like, I can't imagine they're in any way the same. They probably had to start over.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how you couldn't keep that same script, obviously, and I think they were right though that, like, let's not recast and let's move in a different direction. I think that's the right way to go. So
I agree. I'm excited to see everyone back. I'm really excited to see Namor in action and to see Atlantis. When I was a kid, actually, that was one of the things that inspired my tattoo. Was I remember when the first time I went to like go and sit with Rob and start mapping out my tattoo. The original plan was to have like a scuba diver on the ledge looking over and seeing Atlantis in this like crevasse, and he's like, yeah, that's like fucking not gonna work, man. But that's literally where it started as, is like I wanted to try and like do something, because I used to, when I was a kid, I used to be like obsessed with Atlantis and all that shit, right? So probably because I like Namor so much when I was a kid too. So yeah, I'm really excited to see him come to the MCU and see it.
Yeah,
I think it makes me wonder if they're gonna do make him a mutant or not. I'm curious about that as well.
Yeah, no,
because he's the first mutant in Marvel. So.
Right. I think they have to probably move in that direction. I think it's because we're going long this episode, so he's asking to forget that. I'm not sure. Yes. I assume that's his joke. Yeah, we don't get paid. Sorry, we're not big enough yet.
It's true. I actually pay Ryan for this, so
only in back rubs.
Only in back rubs. Where's Dorkside when you need him? Come on back. Yeah. He said team back rubs earlier. For that.
I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I definitely think they're going to go the mutant route. They should. I mean, we need mutants in this world, and I was surprised. I don't know if this is intentional, or I can't assume it would be intentional, but coincidental. Like, the trailer really reminded me of Avatar's 2 trailer.
Oh yeah, I guess it kind of did a little bit. Yeah,
like a lot of water shots, underwater shots. The people obviously from Atlantis kind of looking like blue, and like, I don't know, it just definitely like reminded me of Avatar, and I was like, it's gonna be really funny because this movie comes out before Avatar 2. If this movie like does like bonkers numbers and nobody goes sees Avatar 2, like, I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard.
Hey, I need to go get my dog, so you have to entertain everyone for a minute. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries. We're almost done here anyway, so. But yeah, no, I think the trailer was really well done. I really recommend you guys go check it out. Also, like we said earlier, the She-Hulk trailer was also really solid, so I recommend checking that out. And I think, I mean, we don't know yet, but I assume that some of these Comic-Con exclusive teasers and everything like that are going to get leaked by somebody filming it on their cell phones or something, I would assume. Or in the next couple days, Marvel will put them out, it's on its own. They're going to want to hype up some of these things. There's no reason to keep it exclusive to Comic-Con. I mean, I find it shocking that they just don't live stream these panels on YouTube. Like, I know that you want to give something to the fans that are actually paying to go to Comic-Con, and that's a reason to keep it exclusive, but I find it ridiculous to lock that behind. Like, obviously not everybody can go to this panel even when you're at Comic-Con. So why lock it behind like paywalls and everything like that? Like, why not just get everybody involved and put it on YouTube and let live stream the panel and let they do bonker numbers on YouTube. Like, if this, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Cool.
No, I was just saying, like, it's shocking to me that they don't stream these panels from Comic-Con and put them on YouTube. Like,
yeah,
they would have had fucking 7 million views of just people watching the Marvel panel, you know?
Yeah, but maybe it's so that way they can keep some exclusivity to people coming to the event. Because the thing is like the buzz surrounding Panel H is always crazy. So it's like, maybe that's the way to like keep the buzz moving, right? Because the thing is we will see it all eventually.
Well, that's what I was saying, but like, I think it comes to a point too where like I've gone to Fan Expo in Toronto, which is, you know, kind of our version of Comic-Con, and obviously not as big as San Diego Comicon, but you know, this still is a show that has, you know, 250,000 people at it. And, you know, panels there and everything like that. Like, there's a capacity to these rooms. You can only bring in a couple thousand people or whatever. Now this, you know, San Diego Comicon, you might be able to fit 5,000 people in or whatever. But, you know, when you have 500,000 people at this convention, like, there's a ton of people that aren't even going to be able to get into the panel that they want to. So to me, it's just like, well, if you can't get the panel, at least you should be able to stream it and go, all right, well, I paid for the ticket. Let me watch it from outside the room, you know. I think that's the future of these conventions is like, there's no reason not to stream these things.
I thought it was too, because especially after COVID, that's kind of what everyone did. We just moved to online. Everything was online. It's like all the toy conventions were all online, you know, and it just got to the point where like you didn't really need a place. But the thing is there's still a piece about being in person, I can imagine. Anyways, I've never been to Comic-Con, but, you know, even just from seeing my friends posting this weekend in the toy community, everyone getting to see them each other again in person and, like, you know, getting to see pictures of all these influencers and all these different people in the toy community all hanging out together, having a good time, experiencing new toy reveals and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, man, I want to go to Comic-Con just for that. Like, I like, it'd be cool to see everything too, but man, I would want to go for a social piece more than anything else. Like,
but you think too, like, if they stream this on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, like, you could co-host the stream. You could have all your community as part of your stream coming by, watching with you. So all your friends that you know, do toy stuff or any of these podcasts that you pop on or you enjoy, you could have all these people in the same room together and you guys all talking about, hey, like, let's all watch this together. We'll co-stream it on our YouTube channel or our Twitch channel or whatever. And we can all communicate and talk and like be excited about it together. And, you know, there's a channel I watch called Kind of Funny. And they streamed it, like they were on a Twitch stream today. Obviously they can't watch the live feed, so they were just following Twitter and then reacting to things on Twitter. But I'm like, what's the difference? Like, make it a big entertainment event, and you could have this every summer of like, all right, it's Comic-Con weekend. We're gonna see all this cool shit. Fucking make it a party, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm never gonna be able to go to San Diego Comic-Con.
No, I think I might try to go next year.
I would love to. I think it'd be amazing, and like, you know, like I talked to you privately about, like, I would love it next year if we can go to, you know, Fan Expo together and like maybe do the podcast together live.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, from Fan Expo. You know, we can take pictures of cool toys or stream from there or whatever. Like, there's things we could do that would be a lot of fun for the podcast. But like, yeah, you know, my budget's limited and I probably won't ever go to San Diego Comic-Con. It's expensive as fuck, and San Diego's expensive to stay at, and the flight there alone, and et cetera, et cetera. So, a pipe dream, I would love to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but probably not likely. But also, like, too, with virtual reality helmets and everything like that, you know, getting more and more popular, it's like you can set up a VR camera in this panel, and you could have people say like, "Hey, pop on your VR.
Yep,
we're gonna live stream the thing," and it's like you're there. You know, pay $10, pay $5, whatever.
For sure.
I don't know.
BC Sasquatch Man said, "Did you see that hammer and chain in the Marvel booth? Any idea what that was?" Yeah, that belongs to Robbie Ray's Ghost Rider, and there's the rumor right now is that we might see for the next HasLab project, which is the crowdfunded Hasbro projects. They're saying that we might see Robbie Ray's with his sports car there, or whatever he drives, that like Charger like car. So the flaming car. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. But,
I mean, there's a lot of rumors going around that we're going to get Ghost Rider in the MCU soon.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. I wouldn't be surprised for either Blade or for more Moon Knight or something. Even in Daredevil, maybe like Ghost Rider has precedence with a lot of heroes. So
I mean, I would also love if Punisher was brought back in this Daredevil show. So
me too. Would be awesome. Maybe. The thing is like, I would hate to have a watered down Punisher because I feel like that character really requires a heavier rating. So if they're going to do the rating and be okay with it, then sure, I'm good with Punisher. But if we have to get like Disney Punisher, again, I feel like the one we got was maybe not perfect, but pretty fucking close to perfect.
But that would be cool if the point of the Daredevil show was like, Fisk is back,
a darker tone,
and they're like, we need a team to take down Fisk, and it's like he's looking for Jessica Jones, he's looking for like heroes that he can get that he knows, and he's like, all right, I need a Punisher too, like I want to fucking end this with Fisk, you know, like that could be why it's so long. Is there's a couple episode arc of him finding Jessica, there's a couple story arcs of episode arc of him finding Punisher. You know, so on and so forth, and then it culminates into this like Avengers-esque thing, like almost like the Defenders was, but good.
Yeah, but good. Yes. Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be awesome. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for what the future holds, man. There's a lot of cool stuff coming, and it's nice to know that we have a pretty heavy amount of content coming our way as well. I also watched a leaked preview of the Ahsoka trailer there. It's only like 30 seconds as like a teaser, but you could see Sabine from Rebels from the back, and you could see Hera from Rebels from the back as well. So pretty cool.
Well, it's coming in like a month, so
Ahsoka's coming in a month.
Oh no, sorry, that's Andor.
Andor is coming in a month. Yeah, I think Ahsoka comes out next year in January maybe or something.
I think it's January.
Yeah. I think we'll get Ahsoka and then we'll get Mando. So,
yeah, you're right. My mistake. So, I don't know. This next month is gonna be crazy. I mean, we got that Groot show, which I'll watch just because it's gonna be quick, and then fucking She-Hulk, Andor.
Yep.
So much shit. It's gonna be great.
I'm excited. There's gonna be
lots. So next week we'll do the Jurassic World Dominion chat and our thoughts on that movie and how we fucking fix Jurassic Park universe because it's a mess.
I was on a podcast this week, which I can't say yet because it comes out tomorrow. It was awesome. It was like one of the best interviews I've ever had. It was so good.
Great.
But we talked about Jurassic Park a little bit, and I felt like I shit on Jurassic Park real hard, and I almost felt like I offended them both. So I was like, oh.
Well, like we'll talk about it next week, but I think, you know, when you have a universe of 6 movies and only one is considered great, you have issues. So.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, well that will be next week's episode. That will be the 31st, and then the following week. No, next week we have to do Sunday, right?
Next week we have to do Sunday because I have.
The next week's episode will be Sunday night into Monday. So Sunday on the West Coast, Monday on the East Coast. The following week, I think we're good, and then the following week you're on vacation.
It might even be I might have a couple weeks where I can't. Fuck, I didn't even think about vacation.
Okay, buddy.
So because I have I'm opening a store. So when I open stores, I close.
Yeah.
And I close it. I think. I might be wrong. Let me double check. The store might close at 9:30. If it closes at 9:30, I should be good for just a late start. But if it closes at 10:30, it probably won't work because I won't get home till 11:15, 11:30. So
It won't really matter because the next few weeks we won't really have.
There's nothing happening. Yeah.
There's nothing happening. We're not missing a show. We're not missing anything major. So if we have to take a couple weeks off and bounce back when She-Hulk starts, no problem.
We will. Okay, cool. That's good. We'll have to take it on a week by week basis because things could change. Like,
yeah. We'll figure it out. It's no big deal.
Cool.
So yeah, just a reminder. Next week we'll be on Sunday night. So
Sunday night. Talking Jurassic Park.
Indeed. Besides that, we want you to follow us on Instagram at Moose Milk Media and at Customs by Matthew. We want you to pop over to our YouTube channels and subscribe there. Matt's doing Work in Progress Wednesdays. And what's that?
I don't know what I'm doing this week. I still I have to figure it out. But yeah, something.
He bounces between things. But
I got a new camera. I got a bonus at work, so I saw you. Sony ZV-1, ZV-1. I don't know what it's called, but it's very good.
I'm excited. Yeah, buddy.
I'm also excited. So I want to have a reason to use it, so I'm gonna probably do a live stream of some sort, even if it's just talking about SDCC with a friend. That's probably what it's gonna be.
Sounds good to me. Besides that, you can get the podcast on podcast services if you want it in audio only form, and our art's done by at Janie Milne Art. And we will see you next Sunday. Thanks everybody for jumping in.
Have a good night, my friend.
See you, buddy.